So I am making this video just a few days after Black Friday and Cyber Monday, which means there are two types of print-on-demand sellers out there right now. On one side, you have people that are disappointed. Maybe they wasted a whole bunch of money promoting their products and didn't make any sales. And then there is a whole group of others who were able to make a bunch of sales. One thing we're going to talk about in this video is really what differentiates those two types of people, and more importantly, what you need to do in 2022 to make your Facebook ads more profitable. Now, here's a post that I made inside of my print-on-demand Facebook group. These are some ads for a store that I am working on, and you can see that over the Black Friday weekend, they were able to generate over 30,000 in sales for about 8,000 in profit. Later in this video, we'll revisit this screenshot and talk a little bit more about how this is actually possible. But like I said, more importantly for you to replicate this in the year 2022, we're going to talk about two things in this video that you need to be doing. Now, as I was researching this video that I'm making right now, I stumbled across this video here. The YouTube creator's name is Shimmy Morris. This is not someone that I was familiar with in the past until I stumbled across this video. But before we get started, you guys have a major responsibility. That is to help someone else find this content. You can do that by clicking the like button. This is not for my own ego. I truly believe that the content I make here on my channel is helpful and that other people need to see it. And in a world where a lot of the videos that get made on YouTube that aren't clickbait and that don't have flashy thumbnails with Lamborghinis and things like that, sometimes they don't get out there. So help someone else by clicking the like button, and also selfishly, it does help my small channel to grow. And before we jump in, I just want to say that everything that I say here is not meant to be like a major shot at this creator or anything negative at all. I just want to discuss the mindset that he presents and sort of present a alternative viewpoint. His video was made about a year ago, and now with this video, I'm talking about things that you need to do in 2022. So there are things in the video that he is talking about that may have been super important back then. And like I said, Shimmy, if you are watching this, definitely, like I said, no negative stuff. Go check out his channel, guys. He makes a bunch of awesome lifestyle content and a whole bunch of print-on-demand stuff that you might find interesting. Everything from Facebook ads, Shopify, Teespring, and even Amazon merch. So let's take a listen.
So yes, you're thinking there's no profit margin. There's no profit margin here. You're making no money here. But truth be told, 9 times out of 10, you might not make money with this strategy. However, what we are looking for is that 10th time. It's all about finding that one audience and that one t-shirt that just blows up.
So this is sort of the first thing that I want to talk about in this video today. It's your mindset. For me, I view Facebook ads as a tool that can be used to promote a real business. And I think that's the problem with 90% of print-on-demand sellers, is that they're not looking at this as a real business. They're almost viewing print-on-demand and their store and however they are marketing it as a game of luck, where they just throw as many different things at the wall and just hope that one thing sticks. And I think the reason for this is there's just so much content on YouTube, these step-by-step tutorials, and I think people think that if they just follow those, that they will then make sales and have results. They almost think this business is something that you can follow a tutorial for, that it can be set up almost like a video game and there's a cheat code that you need in order to win.
Because that's what will go viral, that's what will get tons of shares, tons of organic clicks, tons of organic sales, and that is when you are literally winning the Facebook ad lottery.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, the goal with Facebook ads is to run an ad and get people seeing the ad to then share it onto their own Facebook timeline and then get organic sales because someone shared it and their friends see it and then buy it because they're sharing the ad onto their news feed. So essentially, the people that are making the sales are not actually the people that are seeing the ad originally. Now, for me, I don't have that goal. When I run ads, I'm trying to get the person who is seeing the ad to click it and then make a purchase.
You end up not paying for 90% of the sales you're bringing in, so it kind of averages it out, and then you start making a serious amount of money.
Now, I really don't think that has ever happened to me, where I ran an ad and was able to generate more sales organically from people sharing the ad onto their own Facebook profile and then having their friends buy it than sales I've made from people just clicking the ad without sharing it. I don't think I've actually ever heard of someone using that as a strategy or even having success with that, where they're just making a bunch of organic sales from an ad. Of course, from time to time, I'm sure you could make sales like that. But even if you did, there's no way for you to actually track that inside of your ad account. Because if someone clicks the ad, regardless if they are the one that is seeing the ad from you or if they're seeing it because someone shared it onto their timeline, it's still just going to track as a purchase inside of your ad account. There's not going to be anything that's going to tell you that that was an organic sale. But maybe I'm missing the point. And like I said before, Shimmy, if you're watching this, no shade from me. I just wanted to talk about this perspective as we head into 2022. I think, I went through your videos. I think you have a great channel. I think you provide a ton of awesome content. So if you guys are watching and you haven't seen Shimmy's channel, make sure to go check it out. I'll link it in the first comment of this video. So let's break this down. In 2022, if you want Facebook ads to work for you, the first thing you're going to have to do is get your mindset right. You have to realize that Facebook ads are just a tool. They're a tool that we use to show products that we're selling to real people. Let me repeat that. They are real people. This is not a game. Your potential customers are not fish. They are real people like you and I who are going to be making real buying decisions when they see your products. Meaning you can't treat your store and your ads like a lottery ticket. I made a video last week where I dove deep into this, and if you want to check it out, the video is on my channel. To summarize, here are two of the main points. The first is that your store has to look amazing. It cannot just be a generic copy of everyone else's store. It can't look like the stores that you see in the step-by-step YouTube tutorial videos. Essentially, if you're building a store after watching a 30-minute YouTube video, that's not a business. That's something you're treating as a get-rich-quick type of thing, a lottery ticket that you are going to build in one day and then launch a whole bunch of Facebook ads and just throw everything you can out to the world. Second, you gotta have good products. If you're just selling t-shirts with like silly quotes about pets or something else super random, you're gonna have a rough time. Especially nowadays with print on demand becoming so saturated, you're gonna have to do something a little bit more unique than what was popular in like 2015, for example. Which kind of brings me to the second thing that you're gonna have to do in 2022 to make your Facebook ads profitable. And some of you might be upset with me saying this. And I say that because I've said this here on my channel before. I've made entire videos on this topic, and the comments that I get are absolutely relentless, where people just get a little bit upset with me. If you want to use Facebook ads profitably in 2022, you're going to have to stop selling t-shirts. This is because there just simply isn't enough profit margin there. When you are running Facebook ads, you're going to have to show the ad to a decent amount of people before you find someone that is actually going to buy from you. Take my example here from the Black Friday sales that I shared at the beginning of this video. You can see that my average cost per acquisition, which just means how much is being spent on ads per sale, you can see that it was just over $15, meaning $15 in ad spend was necessary to show the ad to enough people before you find somebody that was willing to buy it. And if I was selling a shirt, you do the math, I would be losing money. And before you say to me, well, Joe, maybe you just suck at running ads. What if you just ran better ads with better designs? Maybe you could spend less and be profitable with shirts. Now that could be true, but I just want to say as well, like I've been doing this for a long time. I've ran lots of ads. I have a really good understanding about ad strategy and also Shopify store optimization, niche research, design research. Essentially, I have a lot of experience doing this. I also run the POD Ninjas Facebook group. There's over 45,000 people there. And almost on a daily basis, I see people making posts where they're talking about how they're trying to promote a t-shirt with Facebook ads and they're not able to remain profitable. This is because you really can't make sales on Facebook for less than about $10 in ad spend in this business model. Don't believe me? Check out this study here. They analyzed millions of dollars in ad spend and they found that the average cost per acquisition in the apparel industry was about $11. You can see that on the chart here all the way on the left. The green bar is the apparel industry. So let's do the math. If you pay about $10 for a shirt and then you pay $4 to ship it because you're probably going to do free shipping to keep the cost low for the customers, and then you spend the $10 or $11 on ads, we're talking about $25 in cost to you. And according to Amazon, the most popular t-shirt price online is about $17. So if you chose to sell it at $17, you'd actually be losing $8 per sale. And if you priced it over $25, you might not make any sales to begin with. And you would actually need to price it that high in order to just make a couple of dollars per sale. So in short, in 2022, you need to choose better products if you want to use Facebook ads. That's not my opinion. That's simply just the math based on the averages that not only I'm seeing, but that I'm seeing in studies like this. In In my example, I'm selling a car seat cover. It has a $30 profit margin. And there is literally dozens of other products out there like that. Just check some of the other videos on my channel. I show them on a routine basis. And another reason to choose other products is going back to something that Shimmy said.
But again, finding this audience, finding this t-shirt design, finding this whole thing that kind of clicks together and becomes a viral ad isn't easy, and it can take time. It took me a while.
One of the reasons why it's so hard to do this with a shirt is because you can't spend a lot on your ad. Meaning you have to get really lucky almost to create a design and then make cheap sales with your Facebook ads. You'd be so much more likely to actually be able to run profitable ad campaigns if you chose a higher profit product. And this is because you would be able to spend more on the ad and still remain profitable. There's a quote from someone named Dan Kennedy. He wrote this book here, and it goes something like this: "Those who can spend the most to acquire a customer win." Essentially, because I can spend more on my ads to acquire a customer, I will win. This is because I can wait longer for sales. I can afford to let that ad spend, and I don't have to turn it off almost immediately after a couple of days because I'm no longer going to be profitable even if I made a sale. So for those of you who have watched the video this long and you're still committed to shirts, I want to ask you this. What if you just took your t-shirt design concepts and applied them to a higher profit product? Wouldn't that be a much better strategy there? We're not talking about products that are like super expensive, right? We're talking about, for the most part, products that are $50 or below. Sometimes people say things like, well, Joe, if I'm choosing a more expensive product, won't I have a harder time actually selling it? And like I said, we're not talking about a $200 or $300 product. We're just talking about the difference between a t-shirt and a blanket, or a t-shirt and a pair of shoes, or a t-shirt and a pair of print-on-demand jewelry items, or something like that. Like I said, there is literally dozens of other high-profit products out there that you can go sell. Just check some of my other videos out there and you will see some of them. And if you want help actually formulating a great high-profit product, make sure to join the POD Ninjas Facebook group. There's a link down in the description. Inside of the group, I have a free mini course where I walk you through this entire process. So let's recap. 2 things in 2022 that you need to do if you want your ads to be profitable. The first is you got to stop watching these step-by-step tutorials on YouTube. This is something I've been talking about a lot lately, and I really want to change the print-on-demand community as a whole. I think on YouTube here, there's a lot of clickbait videos, and I'm not going to act like I'm not guilty of that ever. At the end of the day, I make YouTube content, and sometimes you guys don't watch videos unless it has a really great title and a thumbnail with a funny face on it. My point being, though, is you got to treat your store like a real business. You can't just decide that you want to start print on demand, watch a 30-minute tutorial, and then assume that your business is ready to go. You have to really take the time to design a nice looking store. And second, you got to have good products, meaning you got to choose good niches. You got to choose products that the niche actually wants to buy, and you got to make a design that doesn't look like every other design out there. Your potential customers are not fish. They won't buy dumb things. They're not going to spend their hard-earned money on silly t-shirts with random quotes on them about pets or other things that I see all the time here on YouTube and also in stores that people share inside of my Facebook group. At the end of the day, you got to view print on demand as a real business. This is not get rich quick. This is not a lottery ticket. There is a lot of potential with this business model, and there are a lot of people out there that do have amazing results, but there's so many people out there that don't because they are missing the 2 points that I'm making in this video, which is first, that your store has to look awesome, and second, that you got to have good products. Some people think that just because they create it and they start to market it, that they will be able to make sales, and unfortunately, that's just not the case. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, drop a like, and I will see you guys in the next one.